live on YouTube for a long
Mhm.
period of time. I think
Indeed.
half a year,
Yeah.
several months.
Mhm.
But we decided to come back to YouTube. We decided to give more chance to YouTube. Why? The main reason, and we will talk about it as soon as we have some of our standard Ketonians join us. I invited them from
Nice.
our group, so let's wait. Let's give them a couple of seconds. We have already somebody joining us. We actually can't see who it is. We totally forgot the interface here. So whoever it is, please say hello. We would love this to be a two-way
Definitely.
communications. We like to talk to you guys. We like to exchange information. Your comments
that's great.
are very
I think
precious.
YouTube it's more independent platform, so will not suppress us. So it's going to be a great opportunity for everybody to send us message and finally see one by one what's going on.
People don't even have to have account, like a channel or account, but everybody today has a Google account.
Yeah, definitely.
But even if you don't have it, you can still watch us. If you would like to...
Richard is here.
Oh, Richard is here. Hello, Richard, and thank you for coming. We really want to move to this platform because we think it's much more appropriate for what we are doing here. We are now having opportunity to share it with more people, and there are people on Twitter and other social media which constantly complain that they can't see our live videos if we are doing it only on Facebook. In Facebook, you have to have an account if you want to watch and participate. So we are now open for everybody. Anybody can come to YouTube channel.
Anyway, we're going to post it and it's going to be on our YouTube channel. You're going to have the opportunity to replay it and see what's going on.
Yeah, it's going to stay there forever like the other Goes Keto videos. So let's give a chance to Ketonians to join us. Usually it takes some time to get notifications, but I just sent messages. We're gonna give a little bit more emphasis to all our social media to talk about these standard live videos. For the beginning, we moved half an hour earlier because we actually got some comments that it would be much easier for people to watch us at 6 Central European time than 6.5 then we go up to 8.5, sometimes even 9.
Exactly.
And it's getting too late, especially for the Europeans, but for the people from the United States, especially West Coast, like Richard, it's too early now. So we would have to do these sessions earlier, actually earlier for us, but hopefully you will have time to watch.
Just came notification to me that we are live. So
it's still sending. Okay, we are not doing blah blah to wait for people. We are going to start with our subject. Where are my? I'm just going to get my written questions.
Okay, let me bring it.
Maybe you can bring it. You're closer to it. That I collected from different social media and in conversations with Apollonas's clients. Richard, let us know, how are you doing today? Do you have any special plans for today? Let's see. Looks like the Ketonians from Facebook actually didn't come, even though I just sent them a message, but hopefully they will be able to watch it later. What are we drinking? First of all, how are we going to start this nice conversation? You are drinking, as I can see, sparkling mineral water.
As usual.
You usually recommend sparkling mineral water to people who are suffering from constipation. Why?
It has a lot of minerals, and people have a tendency to all the time consume supplements and electrolytes to actually uptake their minerals. But what's the best solution is natural spring mineral water. Contains everything, contains potassium, contains calcium, contains sodium, magnesium, really important minerals that we need, especially for constipation, and of course to have a lot of electrolytes.
So that's the most natural remedy you can have if you are fighting with constipation or any problems with lazy gut, I would call it that way. Sparkling mineral water has to be natural spring sparkling mineral water, not mineral water that has been fortified with minerals. You want something natural that comes from a spring, which is ecologically clean and which is definitely somewhere near to your area, if possible. That's the best thing, because there is a theory that the best way to consume minerals from the ground by consuming vegetables and fish and sea salt or salt of that area. So if you happen to live far away from Himalayan zone, Himalayan salt is not going to do miracles for you. You better search for some kind of salt that is obtained from the area where you are. For example, for us is sea salt, Mediterranean sea salt, but depending on your location, check out what salt production is available there. The same goes for sparkling mineral water. So this is extremely affordable remedy, right? Much more affordable than, for example, if you're going to go to the pharmacy and ask for some laxative, because laxative will create another problem. It will make something opposite from constipation.
Absolute diarrhea, yeah.
So Richard said today in Los Angeles area will be very nice, 87 degrees Fahrenheit
or 30.5
Thank you for
Celsius.
Converting it. That's a beautiful weather. Will you be swimming today? Let us know.
This
and
is
good
really
evening
hot,
to Anna.
Nice here. Nice.
Anna joined us.
Good
That's
evening.
nice. Thank you, guys. So what am I drinking here? You can see here that it's has some things in the bottom.
Swimming,
They're sunk in the bottom. There are just two pieces up. So what I've done now, today's subject is going to be totally about on a budget, keto on a budget, and we're gonna talk about problems that people usually encounter when they switch to keto or when they want to switch to keto Mediterranean.
Good morning, Deborah.
Good morning, Deborah. Oh, it's how nice of you. It must be very, very early when you are in New Zealand. But we had to move half an hour earlier. Generally, doing keto on budget, it's not that difficult if you really follow the 3 postulates of KMD. You got so many different questions and misconceptions. But before we proceed to questions from clients and fans, let's talk about seasonal and what grows in your area. There is a great theory that actually if you eat only seasonal, it's not only the season from the plant world, it's also from the animal world. I went to the butcher and I asked him, does he have any lamb? Because we wanted some lamb. And he told me, now they're overgrown. It's the season for mutton. And I looked at him and I said, so you are actually taking lamb locally, somewhere here? He says, yes, our lamb is never frozen. So it's not imported. It's not frozen. It's not from a factory. It's coming from a miniature farm nearby to our butcher. He's sourcing it there. After it passes all the control by the veterinarian station, it's delivered to the butcher store and then available. So you see what it means, seasonal, local, something, this is
domestic, actually domestic. It's also you can
you need to apply
this way,
but in the supermarket
you're supporting the domestic products and farms and the economy. It's really important, small countries like, for example, Bosnia and Herzegovina, to buy local and not to import all the time, because they have nature, they have these animals, and it's great to have your own production.
You guys, regardless of your location, doesn't matter where you are located. Maybe just turn off the sound of that phone, because we are receiving too many comments there. So let's wait for Apollinaris to come back.
Okay, here we are. Sorry.
So it looks like it's my Facebook group. So please, guys, if any of you is on Facebook, invite the other guys from the group to join us here on YouTube. What was really interesting, I went to buy, I think I needed like cinnamon or something like that from a supermarket, and I saw their butcher department, this meat selling corner, let's say, and I went to ask if they have lamb. Of course they had lamb, but it was imported. It was imported with huge stumps, and I'm sure it was frozen and then defrosted.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said to Apollonius, this is one of the reasons why I'm not buying meat from a supermarket ever again, except if it's a special occasion. I want some wild game from Hungary, but this is very near. Hungary is a one-day drive, so they don't need to freeze it.
Not
they can keep it in the fridge. Not even a day, less than 20 hours. So, or I want a rabbit also from Croatia or some country which is nearby. Then I am buying this on special occasions. But on daily basis, only my butcher and fisherman market. Fisherman market is another place where you can source extremely affordable stuff. For example, sardines and mackerel in fisherman's market. They're like €1.80 in Greece. Here they are even cheaper. Adriatic coast is very near.
Yeah, so if that's great.
Maybe you want river fish, let's talk about trout or any other river fish. It's going to be even cheaper. Check in your location. Maybe there is a fisherman market nearby. And if you are totally inland, if you are very far away from sea, from lake, from rivers, then that's the time when you are going for frozen, not for canned. Definitely.
Take a look at the comments, what we have here on YouTube.
Okay, so could you just check the comments because you're
Deborah,
closer?
It says, no, I woke up...
I wake
at 6, sometimes earlier every day,
nice.
Even on the weekend, since being a keto.
But
and
it's
I spring
already
out of
Saturday
bed.
For
yeah.
Deborah. I don't know if you're working on Saturday. Usually schools don't work on Saturday.
I don't think
so you are free today. You are already enjoying your weekend. We hope you have something nice planned for this weekend.
Richard says I will swim in my smaller pool later this afternoon. Our gym changed ownership. They told me that they will keep this location for 10 to 12 months, but will move. I will lose my favorite pool, unfortunately. Deborah says my favorite day to relax.
Yeah, Saturday is great because then you have Sunday to relax even more. We're trying to make it every day Sunday. For us, is actually a combination of work and relaxation extremely important. So that's how we follow our 3 postulates of KMD. And I would like to invite all of you guys to kindly include KMD postulates in your diet and in your life generally, because they are not talking only about diet. They do talk about where you're sourcing your food, how you're sourcing it, how you're storing it, how you're preparing it. Preparation method is extremely important. It's totally related to economy and at the same time health. So you don't want your food overcooked. You want your food exposed to extremely high temperatures suddenly and then for a longer period of time still to be in high temperature. You don't want these modern techniques such as microwave or not even this steam pot, the express pot, as they call it. You want it old-fashioned, the way
personally, I don't like not even the slow cooker. So,
So please take over. I think
so. We have Deborah says my favorite day to relax. We said that. Yeah, definitely. Richard, Deborah, I agree. Says since keto, I need less sleep and feel more rested than ever. That's great. Anna is also here. Says hello, unfortunately. Anna. Here, the good meat and fish are very expensive. Australian veal is approximately €40 per kilo. Salmon is €25. And I don't know why in Cyprus they imported from Australia veal while they can import from Greece.
Yes. This is a little bit unusual.
For me, it's really unusual.
Because, or for many countries, even.
Okay, let's be honest, Italy. Guys. Because you don't know, mainly we know that Greece and Cyprus, we are connected. We're pretty much one, but they have a lot of British influence and they have a lot of British great products there. But I don't know why, when it comes to meat, they prefer to have something again, pretty much.
Anna, as a Cypriot, I would definitely recommend to you to go for mutton, lamb, goat. I'm sure those animals are domestic, are there from Cyprus, so you can source them. And also go for fish that you do have fishermen markets, and you're surrounded by sea all around you.
Yeah, it was crazy. When we've been in Cyprus, we ate a lot of seafood. Yeah, a lot. It was
and it was
awesome.
local seafood. It was seafood that was that day catch.
Yeah, first time we ate because we landed in Paphos. And after that, of course, we stayed for a long time of period in Limassol, in Lemessos. So it was amazing. And of course, because actually Cyprus is an island surrounded by sea, as Roberta said, first option is fish and seafood generally.
So if veal is imported and if it was...
but they have pretty much a lot of goat and lamb.
They should have lamb and mutton, especially now that it's season for mutton.
So, okay. I know veal is expensive, but 40 euros per kilo is too much.
Seafood also.
You can buy the whole veal for 40 euros.
Here, yes.
Yes,
we could buy the whole animal here for that money. But we understand that in different countries, in different regions of this earth, it's different prices, and food is treated differently. So it's kind of difficult. That's why we have written an article, and I would like to invite you please to check this article, Keto in Post-Industrial Era. We are living in the post-industrial era. It's not industrialization anymore, like growing, but it overtook everything. And this is now the post-industrial era of food production. So there are many misconceptions, misinformation. Everything is available, but as good information is available through internet, bad information got even more attention.
But this is going to lead us again in the first question, and actually what grows in your area. And this is really important because you can a little bit of research, and of course if you have a lot of friends, connections make even better
farmers market is your
you can get a much better price and a lot of stuff. And I think this worth, especially in your area, maybe you have a butcher shop or a farm for vegetables and berries, fruits generally, that you can take in better price.
Farmers market is a place where everybody will find everything affordable, and on many occasions farmers usually give discount gift. They are so friendly, you can talk to them about how the food was sometimes you, of course, they have to be honest and tell you if it's organic, how they're treating it, how they're protecting it, etc. It's a fun trip to a farmers market. In Greece also we are doing it once per week because in our street it's coming on Tuesdays. Today on Instagram we got a lot of comments that mainly from Greeks or people living in Greece, they're going on Saturday. So that would be also a great thing because many people don't work on Saturday, so they pay a visit to farmers market. Farmers market is 10 times cheaper than supermarket and 20 times healthier than supermarket. It's fresh, I know, so this means that you will have to prepare it soon. And it will not be canned or frozen or whatever way they're trying to sell the food in the supermarkets, but it will be fresh and it will be much more. You will get so much more for less money. It's a thing that every Ketonian has to implement in their lifestyle. Going to a farmer's market is something that's crucial in today's post-industrial era.
And this I try to do in my Greek YouTube channel, actually, to send people, especially from Athens, because I'm from Athens and I have connections there, to butcher shops that I know they can take great quality, the high edge. Actually, it's on the top, but like Black Angus, they can take mutton, they can take lamb, they can take sheep, in really affordable prices. And as I said, really quality omega-3 steaks, everything we saw that, here in our YouTube channel about Yannis at No Market. All my friends in Athens, they should shop there.
Maybe we should recommend to Yannis to open a store in Cyprus.
He has already in Australia, so
he should open a store in Cyprus because.
But that's it, guys. You know, you have to have these small stores. Doesn't matter where you're from, that you can shop. You know what are you shopping, what you are feeding yourself and your family. It's really important.
Richard has a comment. Could you just move the cursor? I
can
see. Okay, Richard says local options are plentiful, such as farmers market near me, as well as local farmers that are very approachable. Going to the farm, this is a great idea. When you go to the farm, we are often going to visit our farmers, the quail egg, when we are going for quail eggs, the hen eggs, and goat dairy products, and it's experience. It's something that you actually you can see where your food originates from. You can see the animals. You can see where the plants are planted if you are going somewhere to buy some
I think it's some retro.
It's a retro style,
feelings. You have some retro feelings.
It's especially good if
great.
You live in a city. It's especially good for you to pay a visit to a farm, to go out of city, to go on a day trip and spend a day with farmers or a couple of hours with farmers, talk to them and pick really great foods. So I forgot to tell you guys what is this. I literally boil rose hip, sea buckthorn and orange zest. Nothing else. And look the color. The color is from the rose hip, of course. It's so intensive in aroma. It's full of vitamins and minerals. And it's now I'm letting it cool down, and it's aromatic. The whole apartment smells like this wonderful tea. I picked the rose hip in the forest. It
smells like Christmas.
Yeah, I picked the rose hip in the forest. And the great thing about this, going to the forest and picking something from the nature, is that when you come home, when you start preparing these things, you think about that you literally didn't spend anything. You gained wonderful time. You spent time on the open space under the sunlight. If it's sunny day, you can even go when it's not sunny day. They say that it's actually ideal if it's a cold and almost if there is frost, to pick the rose hips, because then they will give you more juice if you are making a syrup or something like this. So sea buckthorn is not growing anywhere around here. It's growing in Greece. Actually, it's growing a lot in the northern country. The more you go to the north, you will find more of these tart berries. And tart berries are really good for you. They could be actually the only fruits that you consume. And sea buckthorn is the only fruit that Apollonius consumes. Sometimes you take rose hip tea, sometimes rose hip syrup, but mainly sea buckthorn. And he, as you know, is more to the carnivore side of dieting. He literally eats no vegetables, rarely, except if it's fermented. And we're going to talk about fermented and about preservation of food and expiration date. So expiration date is something that
this is keto on the budget again. This is how you need to have a title.
Is extremely important. We have a comment from Deborah.
Okay.
I source goat cheese from the River Viti
market. Each Saturday, 2-3 different meat stalls, and the cheese seller also sells keto crackers made with seeds. I wish I could have a stall selling keto meals.
Yeah, that would be great, wouldn't it? Well, that's an idea for you, Deborah. Why not? You can have a booth really there, good. And then you could sell some keto cookies, for example, or keto crackers, something salty, something that...
My hand in the cookie jar, yeah.
Okay, so let's
go. Let's move on.
Let's move about eating exotic foods which are not growing in your area. There are foods, keto Mediterranean. Let's even call them, because for many of you, Mediterranean is already exotic because you are not from Mediterranean country. There's like only 1-2 ketonians.
Except if you're in California.
California is similar to Mediterranean.
Isn't it?
Everything that grows in Mediterranean zone can grow and does grow in California. But what's really interesting is that there are some foods such as sea buckthorn, such as avocados, coconut, and some exotic stuff which are not totally Mediterranean, but still find their way.
Mediterranean diet hybrid.
Yeah, they found their way on Mediterranean plate because they're high in nutrients. If a food is really high in nutrients, hello, Nisha.
Hi, Nisha.
Shouldn't all veggies nowadays be considered exotic? I believe only the coconut has remained pretty much
the same. Yeah.
Well, depends. Here where we live, there are veggies around us. There are farms, and there are people behind our yard. Our neighbor actually has a huge yard of different greens that he usually shares with us. When we go to the farmers market, we are buying greens which are totally organic and grown from centuries-old tradition.
Yeah,
and
not so much
fashion.
Veggies, but definitely fruits, especially when talking about Greece and Mediterranean diet. We know that all these vegetables and fruits came because of Alexander's campaign to India. And he reached actually really deep, somewhere between Tibet and India. So he brought all this exotic, like cauliflower back then, even sea buckthorn. So we made it domestic now in Greece. It can be domesticated.
Nisha, I understood you, but here where we live, veggies are as old-fashioned as they were. It looks like if the country is less industrially developed, there are less chances that the vegetables or even these keto fruits will be GMO. So it's really important to find organic production. And the only way you can do that is to buy from small markets and small farms. There are small organic farms in every country. I'm sure there are organic farms in Britain too. So there are stores where I know that organic food is sometimes overpriced and extremely expensive. But this happens only if you go to a big chain of supermarkets.
Yeah, this is just marketing.
If you go to a specialized store which is actually trying to survive from just selling organic food.
But I completely understand what Nisha wants to say. For example, potatoes came from South America and Africa. We didn't have these normal potatoes and yams.
But that's not keto food anyway.
It's not keto, yeah, but I understand what it says about vegetables and fruits generally, that what ancestors ate back then. For example, in Greece, I cannot imagine ancient Greeks besides figs, for example, that was the most sugary stuff they would have. Yeah, and honey, nothing else was available.
They had berries.
Berries, okay, but it's not even close to honey and to
They did
figs.
have apples and some other fruits, but
apples like this.
Tiny apples.
Tiny apples, yeah.
Far less fructose.
Actually, we have to say that in Greece, especially in Greece, everything came from Asia. Whatever we have from China or India.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean everything.
When it comes to
except pomegranate.
Yeah, oranges, lemons,
there
eggplants.
There are endogenous Mediterranean
zucchini,
plants and fruits, but
all
those
this
are
came
not
from India and China.
This would we consider to be Mediterranean, but berries and some other stuff.
Actually, Mediterranean diet is so poor, if you're gonna see it, but so rich parallel. Again, is oxymoron, but the less you have to choose, the better way to have to form a meal.
Exactly. So there are misconceptions about Mediterranean diet, and especially it became very popular to talk about KMD. It looks like the big names in the keto universe took us seriously, us the Mediterraneans. When I talk about this, I want to say we, people of Mediterranean area, became interesting to them. And they're talking about Mediterranean keto diet. I have to tell you that they are doing it wrong. I'm sorry, they totally they got it wrong. They didn't understand what's the point of KMD. The point is not eating fish and olive oil and that's all. That's totally wrong approach. A lot of vegetables, a lot of green vegetables, etc. That is Mediterranean, but that's not very keto. So KMD had to be a hybrid, had to be based on some ancient traditions which are present even in Greece. In Greece, for thousands and thousands of years, tallow, especially tallow of goat and sheep, was popular and used as a medicine and cooking fat. It's a known fact. Even the anthropologists and food experts have been investigating this, and archaeologists. So people have not been using only olive oil. Animal fat, even lard, lard was actually quite popular, but because of the high temperatures and the fact that pigs are prone to get infected and sick in the high temperatures. So we will talk more about utilization of tallow of a lamb, actually of mutton. And goat. These were present in ancient Mediterranean basin, in countries on the islands, especially on the islands. Even it was very, very popular, which we can find in the ancient recipes of Romans. And you have to understand, Romans took everything from Greeks, including the recipes. Very rich Romans usually had a doctor and a chef who was a Greek in their homes. So these two people were actually very connected, because a doctor, well, a healer, a medicine man, let's call it that way, would always take something from the kitchen. They would use a lot of fatty things, fatty meat, lard, tallow, and other animal products, yolks of eggs, to prepare remedies, to prepare medications. So ancient Mediterranean diet is definitely not what people are thinking of it today, and it's not based on olive oil, and only it has a lot of seafood. We are actually promoting to eat seafood more and more, if you can 2 times per week, and if you can find it fresh would be ideal. But if you can't find it, then even once per week is great. Marcella says she was finally able to get in. Hello, Marcella. We are talking about a subject which could help you. Nisha said, just playing devil's advocate here, should we be practicing KMD if we are not from Mediterranean background? Is this beneficial for everyone? It's a good question. Let's say that KMD should be taken differently. If your heritage is, you're gonna take geography here. You will not so much care, are you from East or from the West? Because you and I, Nisha, are very similar. We have very similar background. Even though your origin is from India and my origin is from south of Europe, we still are approximately in the same
you are in the Ecuador,
not a parallel, but this how they're called, this meridian. We're in this approximately in the same meridian, near to the Ecuador, but not very to the north, not totally to the hot area of Ecuador. So we will approach the KMD the way people in this zone of Earth approach it. So yes, we have a lot of seafood. Yes, we have some veggies and mainly those low glycemic index fruits. But we are in these countries eating lamb, eating mutton, and eating ruminant meat. So this is how we are approaching it. If, for example, somebody is from Sweden, then we would rather recommend them zero carb or carnivore approach with occasional. Now, what's really interesting, people in the northern country, even though they don't have a lot of vegetables at all, almost growing, except potatoes, but let's talk about keto. In the north, let's say Sweden or somebody from
Norway, Finland, generally Scandinavia,
Scandinavia, or even Ireland, even Scotland, or even the Iceland, countries which are far in the north, Canada, the same. They maybe don't have a lot of vegetables during the winter, but they do have berries. Berries, usually keto-friendly berries, always grow in the north or in the mountains. Sea buckthorn, rosehip, cranberries. It's very popular today, these days.
All these blueberries and all these things, especially in North America, they have it.
Berries are growing in the north, which means those people will do KMD from a point of view predominantly meat, northern fish, northern seafood, then of course eggs and quail
And when
eggs.
it comes to meat, of course Scandinavians and all these northern countries or North America generally, you can see that you can meet not lamb or sheep, but you can meet, for example, a moose, you can meet elks, you can meet deer, all this wild game.
Exactly. Wild game is ideal for people, but this doesn't mean that you live now in that area, but you can check if your heritage, if your genetic heritage is from that area. If your ancestors are coming from the north, you need more meat, you need more fish. And
carnivore,
less veggies. You
more
need to
carnivore.
be more to the carnivore side. Of course, eggs, quail eggs are also great, but not so much available in those northern countries. So hen eggs, of course, and duck eggs are also great for people from those areas to keep them.
Marcella has a great question. Says hello, kalimera, kalimera. Question says, is there a concern about mercury by eating too much fish? Okay. I don't think so. There is any concern. As far you know that there is not pollution in the sea that you are taking this fish, and if it's not farmed. A lot of people, keep consuming a lot of fish, but it's from farms. Again, it's not good, you know.
It's not that it's not good, but it's not as good as wild caught fish.
Exactly.
So you really need wild caught fish from your area. See if there are fishermen markets in your area, Marcella. So see, even if it's river or lake fish, it could be great for you. Also, you could opt for sardines.
Definitely not farm.
Sardines are definitely known for not having so much mercury.
Mercury.
So,
but
play around the places, see where the fish is coming from.
Let's be honest, you can see, we're talking about Scandinavia, they don't have plants, but they have a lot of fatty fish. Again, we're talking of omega-3s. The same is happening to KMD, a lot of omega-3s. You can see that there are similarities in the nutrition, but just changes the weather. We're talking for a situation of -40, -50, maybe during the winter, and when we're talking for south of Greece, maybe we're talking about 15 degrees Celsius.
So if fish in your area, fresh fish, comes from the ocean, you have to, of course, follow the situation, the news about that area, what's going on with the quality of sea in the area where the fish is brought from. And also, you have to know, if the fish is fresh, the amount of mercury is very low when it's fresh. As the time is passing out, it can develop not only mercury but other very harmful compounds. So you don't want these fish to be like 2-3 days old, unless if it was frozen the same moment it was taken out of the sea. So you can read this information on the packaging.
Or contact the company.
Contact the company. If you actually like a company and you see that they have good price ratio to quality and no additives, and their frozen fish looks good, looks like it was fresh when it was frozen, then you can also contact them to make sure that they are freezing the fish directly on the boat. As they are fishing it, they're cleaning it and immediately freezing. That's what our company does. The company
and country of origin, I think.
Fish from.
Great, actually, seafood you can source from Chile, for example, or Argentina.
But we don't do that every day. Really, on special occasions, we're buying trout from local river, which is. Here I can see it now through the window. We are buying Adriatic fish. Adriatic Sea is half an hour drive from us. So it's also very fresh fish, which comes early in the morning to our town.
Exactly.
And we're buying it from fishermen who actually went during the night and they were fishing.
And don't forget the small fishes don't eat other fish. They're eating just plankton, algae. So it's...
mackerel and sardines. Stay with mackerel and sardines and you will be safe.
Nisha says, haha, it's true, Roberta, maybe we're cousins.
We are all cousins on this planet, but just the difference is not east or west. The difference is north or south or down more to the south. So if your origin is, for example, let's say Deborah. Deborah is from South Hemisphere, totally different climate, totally different, I mean, not the climate, but the seasons are different. Deborah is now entering summer as we are entering winter, but Deborah's origin is European. Deborah's origin is I think it's somewhere in Britain. I'm not sure, Deborah. But this means that your food should be predominantly carnivore with a little bit of veggies. not so many veggies, especially if you are on a weight loss program. The same goes for any person living in Australia, except if they are indigenous there. If their ancestors actually are from Australia or New Zealand or Africa.
And Marcella,
South
for example,
Africa.
she lives in USA, but she has Greek origin.
Marcella has Greek
also
origin.
Mediterranean
So Marcella,
DNA.
you should definitely do the same Mediterranean keto as I'm doing. So that's why I would also like to ask you if you were able to check your email. I have sent you, as one of our patrons, I have sent you a gift, a meal plan. We spoke about it, but I didn't receive a feedback from you if you were able. If not, I'm going to resend it again. I will find a way. Maybe I will send you a direct message or messenger, something we're going to use. So you have to get this meal plan. It's a keto Mediterranean therapeutic meal plan. It also includes a great medicinal tea with herbs, which Apollinaris chose specifically for this weight loss plan.
Richard, the mercury issue is mostly an issue with larger and older fish that accumulate the mercury over time.
Yes, over time. But if they're fresh, if they're brought from the sea immediately or frozen immediately, there's no mercury.
Marcella says, I just received fresh ocean cod halibut delivered in my restaurant. Is halibut a good fish for keto? I never had it before.
Okay, here, please translate.
You know what is halibut? It's iverak.
Iverak.
Yeah, it's in Greek it's glossa.
Oh,
I know.
Okay.
Yeah,
glossa is an amazing fish. You mean least. It's an amazing,
Yeah.
amazing fish. And if it was
pretty much the
frozen
same.
immediately,
It's
flat.
fish, yeah.
It's extremely tasty.
And high protein is really good, actually.
It does have a lot of bones, so it's a little bit difficult to clean it. Nisha had an episode with fish bones.
Yeah.
I hope everything's okay now. But Marcella, if your fish was frozen immediately after it was caught, you are...
Yeah, Chilean sea bass a lot, says Marcella. Yeah, they have... Chile has the best...
I'll tell you
a lot
something
of
about
streams for the wind. They have really clean air, really clean sea.
Chile is very near to the southern pole, and down there are hot, warm seas mixing with a freezing sea from the southern pole. So these streams are creating great, abundant climate for both fish, seafood, and something growing down there. For example, in Patagonia, if you guys are able to taste a strawberry from Patagonia, you will understand that the earth down there is so fertile. But of course, this is on occasions. You will try to search for wild strawberries around your area if they are growing in the springtime. Here they are growing in June and sometimes even in July on the mountains. That's where we hit the road for the mountains and we are picking them. This year, before we're going to go to Greece, I posted a photo of 4 strawberries. One of them was this wild forest strawberry. Then I had organic strawberry from the market. And then we had one huge one, which was Spanish and definitely GMO.
GMO, yeah.
And the 4th one was something in between. We were not sure of its origin, but just we had to show the difference. The larger the strawberry, the less the taste.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Richard says swordfish, tuna, shark, Spanish mackerel, not regular mackerel, are the ones to be careful of regarding mercury. Smaller, younger fish don't have much accumulation. Exactly.
Thank you for this information. This is really important. And
plus, they are a little bit expensive. When I'm talking about swordfish and tuna, especially in Greece, they are really expensive, and pretty much nobody will buy these things.
I love everything from the sea, but tuna would be on the last place.
Deborah says England, Wales, Scotland. Yep, that's what I'm doing. Thanks to your advice, I'm about to check my ancestry DNA for interest's sake.
I realized that you must have something with Scotland. I usually am so connected with people from Scotland. I think it must be my previous life.
Maybe you were a Highlander.
Yeah, I was a Highlander somewhere in Scotland. I love that country, but probably now I wouldn't love it so much because there's no sun and there's no heat like in the Mediterranean zone.
Marcella says I got it. Sorry, I cannot see it there. I got there, but I couldn't find a meal plan.
Okay, so Marcella, I think I'm going to send, it's a PDF, so I'm going to send you via messenger.
It's attached. Yeah, maybe
it's in the attachment, but I'm going to take this
messenger,
and send it via messenger. So I'm really eager to see you try this meal plan because it works miracles. People who have tried this meal plan had really, really great results. We have it in one special and received delivery, but I have never tried it. I think she talks about the fish.
Yeah, up here says, first of all, it says it was fresh halibut and filleted. Yeah, but it looks so good.
Fresh, okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Fresh, you know that it needs to be 2 days maximum. Can't go longer if it's fresh. Fresh has to be eaten on the same day. And each day is passing, fish is getting less nutrients and more anti-nutrients, actually more toxins. So you really want, if you want to consume fresh fish, you want to go to fisherman market early in the morning and prepare it very same day around the lunchtime. So that's the best time to have fish. We have Irene with us. Hello,
nice.
Irene. Nice of you. Or Irene. Maybe it's Irene.
I don't know if it's the daughter actually of Rena. No, it's Rena. It is Rena. Yeah,
it's Rena.
Yeah.
Hi, Rena. So she's Irene or
it's
Irene.
Rena. Yeah.
Okay.
Irene, yeah.
Irene. So
Marcella says I usually eat haddock, salmon, tuna, and sea bass. Yeah, okay, definitely I would stick with
a chance to sardines and
with sea bass or haddock. Yeah, much more. Haddock is bacalhau, so bacalhau, you know. It's way much better, yeah.
Thank you for clarifying it for me. I'm not so good with English names, fish names, but I have to work on that.
I love it, yeah.
Because I'm preparing fish.
With scordaglia, this is with scordaglia, yeah.
Scordaglia is garlic for people who don't know.
Yeah, this recipe is amazing. Just
we were talking about strawberries and they're here right behind me. You can see I was making a dessert with them. I think this is this wonderful lemon pie with strawberries, which was a hit this summer. Many Ketonians sent us feedback. They made it. It's very refreshing. But guys, if you are on a weight loss program, stay away from these things for a while. It can just confuse you. You can see here that I use mascarpone. I mix it with lemon juice and lemon zest. Underneath, I made, no, this is actually with egg whites. Sorry, it's going to the oven, so that's why I know. It's with egg whites, then it's okay. It's not so problematic, but if you are on a weight loss program,
it can compromise your results, I think.
Stick to the plan until you reach your perfect weight, and then you're gonna reward yourself. And for the rest of your ketogenic lifestyle, which should be forever actually, which you should never go back from keto, just you can adjust it a little bit to go towards low carb on special occasions. There will come time when you will be able to have keto dessert each and every day after the lunch, not in between the lunch, not to replace breakfast, not to replace any meal, but a small keto dessert each day. There will come time when you will be able to do that. Before that time comes, you first have to heal. And another thing which you really have to implement is the process of getting used of too much sugar, too much sweetener, of the taste of sweet. With even your coffee, you need to work on drinking unsweetened coffee, especially during the fasting period. Black unsweetened coffee.
If you cannot drink black coffee, something is wrong with your taste buds. So you need to work.
Or the kind of coffee. Or you're taking Robusta over.
Or too much sweetener all the time. Yeah, you need to work.
Your taste buds contain memory. They don't remember something, but the brain remembers. So they're directly connected to your brain, and you can reprogram them to remember the ancient tastes which we were born with to feel. You were born to feel natural sweetness of every food, because everything is sweet slightly. Everything is sweet. You will not believe in even lemon. If you're gonna lick a little bit of lemon,
of course, contains sugar. Anyway,
after you actually have your taste buds cleaned, you will not believe that you will even be able.
Marcella says, "Okay, wonderful. I need a miracle right now." Prednison says, "It's just killing my keto." This is steroid. With this bronchitis, I just received my rose hip delivery.
That's great. Rose hip is going to help you a lot. but I definitely have to send you a herbal
remedy,
mix of herbs for bronchitis.
We will.
Is fennel is on top of those. Fennel is extremely good for bronchitis. Chamomile and of course goat milk.
Paula is here.
Hi, Paula.
Hi, finally says I can comment. I have been watching but couldn't comment.
Yeah, and I was wondering, where is Paula? I don't know. Sometimes
Deborah is here too. Look, not just
hello, Deborah.
Me too, says Paula. Cannot comment on iPad, but okay on phone. The same we had. You remember the previous live video? We cannot comment from iPad. We have the same thing. I don't know what's going on with iPad actually. Sorry, when you are in the live video, everything is disabled.
Sorry, but finally, you see, we will not do a short live
Paula,
video.
look, download the YouTube app onto my iPad, and finally I'm able to comment. It's something with iPad.
So it has to do something with, okay. So guys, it will be...
It's not compatible,
These
obviously.
are the baby steps of our conversion to YouTube. So maybe
Anna says I am on
problems.
iPad. Most probably you have to download, guys, the YouTube application.
Yeah.
Not through the browser.
Not even on phone.
Phones, download the app on my phone. Yeah.
So let's remember it for the next live. Thanks God you are here. I'm really glad I missed your comments and your opinions about everything we spoke about now. If you have something to add, please do. Before we move to the next subject, which also comes from Apollonas' clients, he sometimes among his clients there are people who are searching for problem whenever there is a solution. They have a problem for every solution. So these people need a little bit more attention. They need more help, but still they cannot be left alone and just tell them, okay, keto is not for you. Keto is for everybody. Keto is something that KMD, the Keto Mediterranean approach, is actually ideal approach to train yourself. You can train your ability to be strict, to be actually focused, to have a goal in life, to have it's not only weight loss, guys. You're on a program to become healthier. You're on a program to learn to love yourself again. Really, this is important. You have to go back to loving yourself, because by doing this dirty keto or dirty whatever, standard diet, standard Western diet, let's call it like that, you are not loving yourself, not even a little bit. By cheating, you are cheating on yourself. You're not cheating somebody like your mother or somebody, your nutritionist, for example. You are cheating on your body, spirit, and soul, and you will feel 10 times worse after you see what the cheating has done to you. We have a great article on this on Goes Keto. The article is called Ultimate Guide how to never cheat on keto, and I think it's controversial. And many people actually, when they read it, they complained, cheating is good sometimes, it's motivating. No, cheating is unnecessary when you see that everything can be ketonized. You are missing something. You are having a special occasion. You are having friends visiting. Not a problem. Goes Keto is there for you. There are many other bloggers who are publishing recipes. You can decide which of them are clean, which are not. But from Goes Keto point of view, everything is clean, everything is safe, even children's safe. Today we actually spoke about children and monk fruit. We will cover the subject of monk fruit. Read the comments, please.
Anna says you have to download the app. Yep, everybody apparently is going to have to download the app because it doesn't work through the browser. Deborah says could not connect through browser. Here we are. I don't know what's going on with them, guys. They are multi-billion companies. Except and they run problems. Yeah.
If you have a desktop version of
Rena says hi, and from my laptop, different name here. I couldn't comment from my mobile earlier. I can now.
Okay,
you are so guys. Right, Roberta. I totally agree with you about cheating.
Cheating, yeah.
Deborah says I read
an article about 9-year-old boy in New Zealand who has epilepsy. They are having trouble accessing a keto dietitian and are paying over $100
a week to get advice from a specialist in South.
Okay, for Deborah, if you have a way to contact those people, we would be more than happy to help. And they can contact Apollonas. Apollonas is certified nutrition therapist. And since we really know how to create meals for children, but when it comes to epilepsy, this has to be extremely strict. There will be almost no desserts except some fat bombs created with butter and monk fruit. So
yeah, it's something totally different. We're talking about health issue.
If you have the way to contact, to send this family a message, and of course the price will not be first consultation will be actually for free. And if they contact us and if they tell us that they are coming from you, that actually you recommended. So definitely Apollonas will help this family and help this child, and the first consultation totally free of charge.
Paula says people don't want to be told to stop cheating. They want permission to cheat.
Yeah, but they want permission. No, they want to justify the fact that they are. Look at this behind me. Does this look like a cheat meal? Guys, did you go to the recipe? Check out this cake. How many carbs are in this cake? How many omegas? 6 and 3. This is full of omega-3. This cake,
bombastic, it's called.
It's called bombastic. It's so full.
Look how much gelatin has inside.
Yeah, it's so. This one is actually without gelatin, the top part. So cacao, raw cacao, we are using quail eggs. We are using great stuff in this cake, and it looks and tastes better than the real thing. So what's the point of cheating?
I think, I don't know, it's not just laziness. It's sometimes our brain, the chemistry of our brain is so funny that the illegal stuff is really sweet. So when you are doing something illegal, like eating a pizza while you are
eating pizza,
the standard pizza, which is awful.
For
example, or let's say souvlaki with pita, or something about the Greek friends. Something like this, you feel euphoria. And this is the problem, that you shouldn't feel euphoria and have a super secretion of dopamine because you're doing something totally stupid. And we need to stop. I think cheating, it's unnecessary.
Deborah says, I did send a message initially, but have not heard back. So I will try another way to get in contact. And Apollonas would be the right person. Definitely.
Yeah, thank you.
We will work together on this meal plan, because I know there's a lot of psychology included here. Children want something delicious. Children want their food to look attractive.
That's the problem. So it's more the looks.
With epilepsy, it will be 80% fat. For epilepsy, it's totally different. Keto, it's really, you have to be constantly in ketosis. You can't go even a little bit over it. So this diet program will be within the requirements of epilepsy, but it would be nicely looking, prepared in a way that it's tasty for the small one, so that he doesn't feel that he's on a diet, that even he has some crackers and some cookies and some fat bombs which look like
it's
chocolate.
really important, these people who have this kind of problems, not to feel isolated. Parents do not understand this thing, and they try to find people that they don't know about psychology. A doctor is not a psychologist, and is gonna try to give something just to treat, let's say, temporary something, and that's it. We have
a person who commented in Croatian. Okay, so I said in the beginning, and do you want me to say it in Croatian, Suhaila? If you want to say it in Croatian, let me know. I will make it a short sentence in English. This is, I boiled for 5 minutes rose hip and sea buckthorn with some orange zest. And I let it to get infused well. So I have dried rose hip, šipak or šipurika, pasi trn, or sea buckthorn, or sometimes they call it vuči trn. Look at me. Yeah, from English to Croatian. So,
guys,
narančina korica. So these are the three things in my tea.
Their language is so funny. Anyway.
Well, thank you, she says, Suhaila. It's nice of you to comment. We haven't seen you earlier in our live videos, so nice of you to join us.
Great to see.
Just for you and other Ketonians who are not regular in our live videos, we are live every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. So we will be live again.
Most probably
Sunday.
We're gonna keep doing here in this platform, YouTube. So we're gonna see.
We actually decided to move to YouTube because it's more open for people who don't have
especially
Facebook
from Twitter.
account.
Yeah,
so
we had a lot of requests from
people
Twitter.
From Twitter, for people who actually don't use at all social media, but they do watch.
They would like to replay
YouTube.
the video, but they don't have access in.
The platform on Facebook is very difficult to access
I don't know
all
why
videos. While this video, when we finish, will be immediately posted among our latest videos.
Yeah, even without a subscription, you can see it. Paula says, yes, there are so many great recipes that we can make. They don't want to cook. They want to eat in restaurants.
Yeah, they want to eat out, but when or they want somebody else to cook for them.
No, it's not just a restaurant. They want it ready. This is it. Just like this, one click and it's ready. You see?
Oh, what you've done now.
Yeah, one click and it's ready. So there is not this option. And
this is a sickness of modern society. I would say
comfort zone. This is comfort zone.
The biggest problem of modern society is the comfort zone. Apollonas has an article, how to break out of the comfort zone and then get better, really. Live healthier, live happier life. But also another thing which I really want to point out here is the word instant. Nothing which is instant is good for you. Instant pleasure doesn't mean instant health.
Instant results.
These things don't exist. You simply have to work on patience, on developing some skills. If you don't have good skills, then okay, work on the easier recipes. I mean, everybody can cook a steak. It's the easiest thing. You just need some really good pan, some good source of high heat, stable fat, and a good steak. So everybody can make a steak. Everybody can prepare fish in the oven. We have such a great recipe for
there are
seafood
a lot of this.
Even we have a section for recipes under 5 minutes. So
Anna
there's no excuse.
Cheers, Apollonas. Cheers, mate. Nice, thank you.
He's drinking kisella.
Yeah, I'm drinking mineral water.
Yeah, if you pour a little bit.
Paula got it,
Paula
but we have
but look, Paula, this thing is still fizzy.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's showing. It looks like actually because it was imported overseas, then lost some of it. It's carbon dioxide. So doesn't matter. Sparkling mineral water is a great way to consume more minerals. But if you can find even still mineral water, and if it's from your area, it's from a clean source, then definitely go for it.
But talking about comfort zone, I believe that I broke mine when I joined the army. It was a great, I think, period for my life to break actually my comfort zone and see life from another perspective.
Okay, this is an interesting comment from Marina. Please read it you.
Says, you know what? It is so ridiculous. Says people asking you, when are you going to start eating as a human being? When are you going to eat again pasta, bread, carbs?
Tell them, I am eating like a human being, but not a human being 50 years ago, but human being 200 and more years ago. So I am eating old-fashioned human way. This what you are eating is more similar to have some plastic. It's fantastic. The 20th century is the worst century when it comes to nutrition. Everything was taken upside down. The good animal fats were proclaimed to be bad for us. Vegetable hydrogenated oils came to the scene. Everything started to be industrialized, and then the microwaves came to all the homes. 20th century is the worst century. Now, in the 21st century, we are starting to wake up. Hopefully, by the time we reach 24th century Star Trek time, we will already be healed from these problems and sicknesses, and
everything is about
humanity.
Profit, and Rena says, when I say never, they look at me as if I was an alien.
Yeah, like you were. But Exogenous.
Exogenous. This is it, exogenous, yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, Rena, it will take some time, this I'm telling you, it's been maybe like 70 years, not more, that this way of living, eating with a lot of carbs, pasta, breads, and these things became predominant, especially in your background in Greece. If you're going to go really back in time, you will see that people didn't eat pasta at all. Pasta didn't even exist. Potatoes were non-existent before the 1930s from in the 20th century. So you will understand that as long as it took this time for this, they call normal food, to take over, that it will take some time that food is
at least until 1970s, especially in Greece, they wouldn't eat more than 2 meals a day. If you could eat more than 2 meals a day, it means that you were super rich that time. Food was not affordable and unavailable at that time. Suhaila says, I've made a cookie that you made.
It was
delicious.
We have several recipes for cookies. I hope you made the ones with sesame seeds, but there are different cookies that we have on Goes Keto.
So you can let us know what was the
recipe. Let us know which recipe.
Richard says,
you can.
I believe that in some ways, those that are glucose energy conditioned are starving themselves of valuable nutrients. That is why they have a desire for instant, they crave energy and nutrients. Yeah,
this is true. Today we were talking to a friend of ours who ate 3 hours before that conversation. He was starving. We looked at him.
Like an animal. He says, I'm hungry like an animal.
I'm hungry like an... And I asked him, what did you eat? He ate some kind of pita, which is similar to tiropita that they have in Greece.
Yeah,
here it's called sirnica, yeah. And he says, it was so good, so fatty, but still now I'm crushed. Of course, he's crushed because usually these pies are made with
vegetable oils, first of all.
Vegetable oil.
Fatty from vegetable oils, which means...
The fat didn't come from butter.
Yeah, there is not quality in this food.
We told him, you really need to go keto. Finally, this way of living, simply, this person has a very busy way of living. He's a manager, he's a TV journalist, he works so many things at once. So for him, keto would be a blessing, 2 meals a day, and fully fed with great nutrients and nutrient density. Let's hope he's gonna.
Marcella
listen.
says, "Oh my God, I laughed too hard. Plastic song make me cough and laughs. You are so funny." Says for Barbie. All Roberta's recipes are amazing. Yeah.
Thank you, Rena. Thank you so much.
Sorry, wait here.
My friends and family have seen. Just could you move the cursor, please?
Take it.
The proof is in the pudding. They see the difference it has made my life and praise me for my strength.
I'm sticking with it.
But Deborah, thank you so much to share that thing, but it's really not difficult. I thought, I'm a foodie, okay. I love sweets, I love desserts, I love all kind of food. I just ate shrimp soup, which I made only for myself because I was so eager to eat shrimp soup the way I used to eat it, creamed. It's with cream and some other sour cream, of course, great spices and ingredients. I was eating that plate of soup, enjoying every spoon I took, and I was saying to myself, this keto is definitely not different. I'm not missing anything from the previous foodie life because I ketonize everything. I will give my best to ketonize or to make at least something very similar. So if you have just a little bit patience and if you have inspiration, and that's where we are working on to give you inspiration, then there is no chance, guys, that you will not succeed in ketonizing. And for example, let's take our quickest keto chocolate fix. It takes 2 minutes. You don't need more than 2 minutes if let's assume you had your butter on room temperature. If you didn't, you will just heat it a little bit over low temperature just to melt a little bit. And after that, you're going to place this chocolate for 15 minutes in the freezer or in the refrigerator, and you're going to have yourself homemade chocolate. Not Deborah, I think it was Alex who made it, and she made it also for Christopher, and that's her son, for those of you who don't know. And Christopher loved it. It was the quickest chocolate fix made at home by his mom with only 3 ingredients plus sweetener, monk fruit.
Yeah, okay.
So cacao, butter, and coconut oil, nothing else. No additives, no stabilizers.
And
no
ready in 20 minutes.
Ready almost. That's the only instant thing that's good, but it's not totally instant because you have to wait for it to set in the refrigerator.
Anna says same here, Rena. Only my family knows the change I made in my nutrition.
Yeah, that's really good, but you should not be ashamed of it. If a friend asks you, tell them. But tell them like how exciting it is, how great it is, and how actually easy it is. It's not that difficult.
I don't know. For me, it's really funny because I make fun of my friends because usually they're complaining to me, oh, what to do hurts my stomach. I have this, I have a big belly.
What fat burner you recommend them to buy?
Yeah, this is, I don't know. You know how it's going with friends. They're really funny. And for me, they know that what's my opinion, and always I'm strict. Whenever I'm gonna go out, they're gonna say, oh, again, you're gonna drink mineral water. Yeah, why you don't try mineral water and you're drinking this carby beer?
Marcella says, when I talk about keto to friends and family, the first thing they say is that it's not real, it's not sustainable.
Crazy. It's very sustainable.
Look, we're doing keto 3 years now.
More, actually. For me,
for Apollonius, even more than 3 years.
We have November, it's 4 years.
There are people who are doing it for 20 years.
Exactly.
They have to do it. They are or diabetics, or they have some other health issues, or such as epilepsy, or some other
seizures. Yeah, there are so many.
There are conditions which actually are greatly improved. Autoimmune diseases, etc. We don't have those, but we feel so much better, so much healthier. I got rid of anxiety and panic attacks thanks to keto. I'm 100% sure it's thanks to keto because it disappeared only when I started keto. Before I tried every single thing, doctor's help, every single thing that's recommended for anxiety and panic attacks, but nothing cured it. Only ketones cured it. So when I finally started burning fat for energy, I got rid of it. So yes, it's sustainable. Yes, it's long term, but you have to change your lifestyle. You have to change the place you are mainly sourcing your food from. Number 1 is your butcher. Number 2 is the fisherman market. And number 3 is farmer's market. You almost don't need a supermarket. You can order some things online, such as monk fruit, or maybe you want to take some coconut flour, or you want to take some psyllium husk or powder. You want to take aluminum-free baking soda, or you want to take Mediterranean sea salt, something like that. But that can be ordered online. You don't have to go to the supermarket to buy it. I know we are a channel which will be hated by big supermarket and never sponsored by any supermarket chain because we are not loving to go to supermarket. Only when we really have to, we predominantly buy food from butcher and farmer's market.
Yeah. So we have Suhaila says that it was cheesecake with gelatin and orange.
Oh, cheesecake. Okay, yeah, I understand. That's a great. Actually, we just had it a few minutes ago behind us. It's a great, let's say, substitute for orangey cakes and sweets, because what I'm usually using sea buckthorn or orange zest to make something look or taste.
But we filmed today the Turkish delights. So
we made a video. Yeah, we made a video.
I have to assemble. Yeah, I think maybe tonight's gonna be ready. Okay. Most probably I'm gonna upload it
so
later.
Guys, for those of you who haven't yet give it a try, you really have to. In the video, you will see how easy it is. It's as easy as it can be. Just it requires 45 minutes of steady mixing with a self-standing mixer. So if you don't have such a mixer, maybe wait until you get it, or have somebody with you with a hand mixer to mix for 45 minutes while you're out.
Or tape it somewhere.
Yeah.
Ren says, in UK everything is frozen. People are buying frozen pre-cooked food, microwave it and consume it. Nice. Even in restaurants, most of restaurants serve ready pre-cooked food, just reheated.
This is really sad to hear. And when I think of it, it's like it shouldn't be that way. There's a huge tradition of going to the butcher store in Britain. There's also a huge tradition of markets and farmers.
Actually, I was making some meal plans for somebody who has a big company who sells meat from Newcastle. And
yes, I remember you
this
were
was
making...
years ago, maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
Not so many years ago.
Maybe 4. And I remember that you could order meat in a cool box. Yeah,
organic meat from him, from Newcastle.
From Newcastle, all over UK.
Overpriced. It was quite okay. The prices were not like only for extreme elite.
Yeah.
It was slightly more expensive than the supermarket prices, but just slightly, not so much. And it was
it was organic,
chain of meat market.
Grass-fed organic, and we're talking about now 5 or 6. I don't remember.
You just need a little bit time to research to see what's selling nearby. I know some people from UK who are also going to the farm once per week, and they're sourcing eggs, duck eggs, even goose eggs from farmers. Or even some of them are sourcing goat and sheep milk. So it's doable if you find nearby. There must be a farmer's market or a meat market.
But these pre-cooked meals, reheated, and this.
You can cook, for example, you can cook, for example, for a week. You can store it in the refrigerator or freeze your own meals, but then reheat them on a stove. Don't use or in the oven. Don't use.
Personally, what I recommend in my Greek channel, if you want, for example, to make spanakopita, this is just an example. You can make it portions, and don't bake it. Just freeze it and take a slice.
And bake it just before you.
Because if you're gonna unfrost it, actually it can change the taste. Let's be honest.
You can even bake it and then freeze it, and then just reheat it. That's even better. Then the taste will be preserved.
Deborah says you're correct. I don't miss anything, and food tastes so good. My non-keto friends love it all.
But Deborah, what I can understand is you are a really skillful cook. Whatever you showed, whatever you shared with us, Deborah, looks awesome. It looks like you have some talent plus experience. So I hope you are teaching your children and your son or daughter-in-law. Son-in-law, she told me, is actually European, has European origin, so they have been very excited about moussaka.
Nice.
When she prepared the carnivore moussaka version. But there's also a normal keto moussaka version on Goes Keto. We are just excluding potatoes. We are using eggplants, zucchinis, and a little bit thin slices of tomato. So depending what you prefer, carnivore moussaka, I got so many positive feedbacks from people, even this lady from Mexico, everybody is very, very...
Yeah, apparently a lot of people, liked it.
Satisfied with the recipe. I even received from Israel some feedback.
Deborah here?
I'm enjoying every meal. No, I think...
we didn't read it.
We didn't?
No.
Wobbly bits are just melting away. Down 11, 12 American sizes, 11-2 to go. That's 11-2. 11-2. So that's a way.
American sizes,
That's, I understand. Yeah, that's a way to go. Deborah, I'm really impressed by everything you send us, from photos, from our recipes, or maybe some of your recipes. So great to have you in Goes Keto universe. Also, Deborah, thank you for becoming one of our patrons. You also have joined our family. Thank you, Nick. Also, Nick is maybe watching, maybe not watching, but these are our 2 latest patrons. If, for example, any of you would like to join this family, Goes Keto is on Patreon. You can check what we are doing and then decide if you would like to support us in one of our tiers. It's starting at $4 and ending at $60 per month, which is, I think, quite okay for what we are giving in return. And by becoming our patron, or patron, as we say, patron, you are actually supporting Goes Keto content. you're supporting a website. Actually, you are actually helping us to maintain the website, to have the hosting, to have the domain of Goes Keto, never to lose it, to always invest those. Invest whatever comes from Goes Keto Universe to give more back to the Goes Keto Universe.
We are working now at the moment for the coloring book, so really soon it's going to be available.
We are working. I'm working. I'm extremely sorry that I'm slow on this, but I can't be faster than I am with all the jobs I'm doing parallel. I will give my best to have it ready within this month, so that during the Christmas month, during the December, everybody will be able to purchase this wonderful first. I think it's a first keto frequently asked question coloring book. It will be not just the adult coloring illustrations where you will be able to relax and illustrate keto-inspired illustrations. There will be answers, questions which are frequently asked by you guys, Ketonians, or maybe some other people who are still not in the keto universe. So I think it's going to be a fun thing to have around the home. And then if you, for example, love your artwork after you painted it, after you colored it, you can cut it out and just hang it in your kitchen. Frame it, yeah. So it will be a work of art of me as an illustrator of those drawings, line drawings, and you as a colorist. So let's do it together.
Rena says, I made something in 10 seconds, Roberta. 1 tablespoon cacao powder, 1 tablespoon monk fruit, mixed it with warm water, just a little warm water drops. It becomes a choco pasta, something like Nutella, dipped my berries in it. It was amazing.
Yeah, that's great. I would add 1 teaspoon of coconut oil, and that would even make it better. That would make it better, creamier,
nice.
You know, and the berries will actually stick to the chocolate paste. So,
nice.
Yep, great.
Nisha says, wait, I still think we are spoiled here in the UK. So much choice. In Asia, I struggle to find decent meat, so hardly ate any. Yeah.
I'm sure that in UK you can find, and you know what's another advantage of developed countries such as UK and other Western European countries and the USA and Canada? Advantage is that everything is shipping to you guys. So when I talk about sea buckthorn, or when I talk about some spice like mahlepi or masticha, chewing gums, which are natural resins of wild pistachio tree, which are totally keto because they don't contain any sugar and they are just coming from the tree. They are not from the factory. And you can order them online and they will be delivered in your country. In this country where we are located, there are products which are not, you can't order them. They are not delivering here. So that's an advantage of living in an industrially developed country. You just have to.
Deborah says 1.5 sizes. It's not 11. It's 1.5. Yeah.
1.5. I see. No, 1/2 size.
1.5. Yeah, 1.5 size. Rena says, I cook every day. I love cooking. I'm used to it. I enjoy cooking. I go for farmers market. I buy meat from a halal butcher shop. They adore me. With all this lamb meat that I buy, of
Guys,
course.
You want halal, really. You want halal. If something is labeled halal, that's good. Because for some reason, halal really is compatible with our theory of clean keto, clean Mediterranean keto. So yes, you want veal and lamb, and you want mutton and stuff like this, which are humanely prepared before they are brought to you, and also in extremely clean environment and extremely clean persons taking care of them. So yes, those things are important. Halal is actually a great thing from the Islamic world, and it doesn't have to do anything with the religion. Religion is totally irrelevant when it comes to nutrition, actually. We are talking about keto Mediterranean approach. There are some religions which wouldn't take cow's gelatin, for example. We are taking grass-fed cow's gelatin, and I understand that in some religions cow's products are not welcome. So when somebody has an issue like that, do contact us. We will tell you what's a substitute.
Yeah, definitely.
There is always a way to find something similar and to overcome these periods.
Nisha says even buying free-range eggs was a challenge. Mostly non-organic veggies too useless. You earn a lot of money.
Oh, that's well, Nisha. I hope you will. We were talking about in the morning. You sent me a message. You were making the flourless chocolate cake with feta cheese. And the first question I had for Nisha: are the eggs organic and are they fresh and are they room temperature? So, guys, if you're preparing a keto cake or any keto bread, whatever is on Goes Keto website, have in mind all your eggs have to be room temperature. You can't make anything with almost freezing these cold eggs from the refrigerator. Take them out of the refrigerator some 4 to 5 hours before you're going to start.
These are small tips that will help you to not to have.
And
also
everything will be better.
Must be pasteurized because it's going to have this eggy taste later. So you don't want this.
Of course, pasteurized is the only way to go.
Rena says, if you want to find good organic ingredients, search for them. It's not difficult, my friends.
Great.
Yeah, that's it.
So
that's
Rena and Nisha should exchange information because both of them are
Nisha says, you have Amazon here, exactly over there. I didn't have access to that, so no access to all these amazing ingredients.
Yeah, it's great for the foods which can be delivered. But there are, for example, Amazon is great for goat butter, guys. Goat butter is delivered in cool boxes or even frozen boxes. So you can order goat butter wherever you are located and have yourself.
But the sad story, imagine that we have Amazon UK and we have Amazon Deutschland, that we are in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and
half of their products don't.
We cannot. They don't deliver actually.
There are advantages in being out of European Union, but then there are.
Not part of it, exactly.
But
Suhaila says sunflower seeds or pumpkin seeds. Which one is better? I mean flour.
Okay, so sunflower seeds, flour is extremely sensitive to high temperatures. So if you are making something which is raw, which is no cooking, no baking, or maybe just a few minutes in the oven to dry it out on low temperature, yes, but don't use any of these if you want to bake something on high temperature. So 100 to 120 degrees Celsius, but that's already too much. So I would rather stay away from them unless you're using them raw. And if it's something on a special occasion, as you know, okay, once per couple of months, okay, but don't use them every day. Especially don't use them because they are prone to oxidation. So both of these seeds are oxidating quickly, and then they're not so good for you as they are. You can take seeds as they are, the whole seeds, but the flour already has been degreased in order to not to be butter, but flour. And also another problem is that both of these seeds are changing color. If you're baking,
gonna be green.
Everything's gonna turn green. And okay, you can prevent these by adding some citric acid or lemon. But if you combine them with the baking
soda, they're very sensitive generally, I think.
So if you want to make something earlier,
yeah, definitely. Paula says going to work, catch the rest on replay.
Okay, Paula, thank you for joining, and I hope you will have more time on Sunday because we will be live again on Sunday. What are the comments we have?
That's it.
Oh, these are the comments.
Yes.
Okay, let's see what we have here. The rose hips, bactrum, and cranberries are growing in the north. We
covered that.
Covered that subject. Sorry, I have it in another page. Things that cost next to nothing in a butcher store. So, and there's another question for you. Before we go to the butcher store, let's stay just a little bit in the supermarket and let's cover the subject of canned fish and canned generally food. So Goes Keto is totally against canned, and this is totally related to expiration date. You will notice that all the products which have been canned do have a very long expiration date. And why they're canned, why they're actually packed in metallic cans, is to be easier to transport them.
Exactly.
They want them on different temperatures. They don't know where it's going to be stored, how long it's going to be stored, how long it's going to be exposed in the supermarket. And that's why the product usually is very cheap. If you're going to take the price of any canned fish and compare
or sometimes really expensive. Like in Greece, they are super expensive without reason. I don't believe you're gonna.
They always contain additives.
It's something like a conserve so small, which is dead like 2 years ago. It doesn't have any nutritional value anymore.
And
you're gonna pay €7.
As it's changing the temperature, what's interesting, they are pasteurizing it in a high temperature together with a can, already exposing it to high heat. And usually the cans are not made of material which has the coating to prevent the metals mixing with.
Yeah, supposedly
acidic.
now they put this microfilm inside, which is protecting one layer around the tin and the food. But
what happens in the transport? You know, when you take a tin or you take a can of whatever you're taking in a can, I hope you're not because you're ketonian, but let's say you take something, it's never perfect in shape. You can see there are some bumps, there are some, like the product has been hit in the transport. There where it has been hit, this coating is cut. And then all the metals can leak and mix with the food, especially with acid foods which are acidic, such as tomato sauce. For example, take a tomato sauce from a can, and it has been, the expiration date is like 2 years or 5 years. Only if it's war, only if you are in a state of emergency and you don't have any other source of food, then you will go for cans. Cans are not supposed to make us heal us or make us make our meals nutritious. They will cover some sort of some level of nutrition, but only in emergency. They are not supposed to be in normal time on the market. They are supposed to be on the market only if it's, I don't know, if the aliens are attacking or it's coming a comet hitting our planet.
Yeah, I don't know. This is
like
this is definitely army food. It's not something you should consume daily. A lot of people contact me. I don't lose weight. What are you eating? Oh, I'm very busy. Tuna conserve, sardine conserve, meat conserve. But you cannot eat like this.
And remember, meat from, I remember reading a date on meat conserve, which was 10 or 15 years ago packed.
Yeah, of course. What's
and
gonna be?
I was wondering how the heck
Godzilla.
How this meat didn't get spoiled for 15
we
years.
call it in Greece Godzilla. It's so old.
Guys, if there isn't war in your country and if there isn't some other let's say catastrophe going on in the floods or fires or something, you do not need cans in your home. You really don't need them because there's always a chance that it will not be good. As long as there is frozen, as long as there is fresh, you stay away from canned. We don't want canned food.
Exactly. Nisha laughs and says turns green in color. Of course, it's like you have broccoli inside. Hopeful. I tried cookies with them and they turned out well, but as you said, Roberta, prone to oxidation. Stopped having canned now, unless I'm planning to go camping. Haha, but usually take boiled eggs and a salad. You need to take actually pickled eggs. Pickled eggs is the best.
Exactly. Yes, pickled eggs can go for longer. And what's great about meat, dried, fermented, and smoked meat, it's really versatile. You can do many things with it. You can put it in muffins. You can put it in some. I have a recipe for crackers with dried. I think with prosciutto sticks, etc. So you can combine these fermented, smoked, and dried foods if you are traveling.
We're going to try to have a recipe about the meat. And if we're going to find here, I think maybe next month here in Mostar, we're going to find something to pickle. What else comments we have? Suhaila here says, haha, my bread was green, but still delicious. Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
Yes, go green. But don't have keto bread too often, please. Just have it on occasions. Keto bread is way too many carbs.
Yeah.
Even though if it says it's only 4 grams of carbs per slice, there's no chance anybody will eat one slice. You know, you will always want just one more, and then there are oxalates usually. So unless if if it's flourless keto bread, which we also have a recipe with feta cheese, then go for it. Flourless is really
we have so many. Actually, at GoesKeto.com, we have, as I said, a whole category keto bread, so you can check the recipes and choose something different.
So let's finish with the subject, things that cost next to nothing in a butcher store. Now, I want you guys to understand where we live, bones are free. We are getting, each time when we go to the butcher store, we ask for a veal bone and we get it for free. Next to nothing is also kidney and the surrounding fat, which we use for preparation of tallow.
Yeah.
We wrote an article about it. It's an extremely good way to actually economically get a lot of tallow and have it for your daily consumption. Then another thing which is really affordable are lump internals. Lump internals are extremely affordable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where you live. I don't know where your butcher is sourcing meat from, but if it's a good butcher, I'm sure they will not charge you too much for any internals. Another really affordable thing from the world of meat, of butcher store, would be any meat with bones, so ribs. If you take ribs, it's going to cost much less than you would expect a lean piece of muscle meat, of a steak or something like that. And if you ask for mince, this is a great thing which we learned from a butcher in Greece, from our friend Yanis, who is the owner of Agno Market. For those of you who are in Athens, definitely visit Agno Market. He told us, so the leaner the mince, the more expensive it is. If you ask a butcher to make you a mince with a lot of fat, with fatty parts, or with fat that they are usually cutting off and throwing aside, so tell them not to cut off this fat, put it together and mince it that moment for you, and that mince will cost in Greece, in Yanis' store, 3.80 euros.
Yeah, it's
kilo.
Extremely actually cheap. And I asked him, what's going on with all these fats? As Greeks don't want to eat fat, they prefer lean meat, and I have to export it to Asia, actually, that has a lot of demand. So you understand what's going on.
Exactly. So
Deborah says I keep some canned food on hand for emergency, like getting snowed in for a week.
That's the only reason I would have
exactly.
canned food.
You don't want
That's
food,
the only reason. But Deborah, think about smoked and dried meats and
or fast for a week.
no, but
just kidding. Yeah,
smoked and dried meat and pickled
yeah,
eggs.
that's actually pickled eggs, fermented vegetables,
homemade stuff, which
or
can go
meat
for months.
Now we're gonna have a recipe for pickled meat,
definitely.
so you can have in your cabinet these things and solve your problem. Nisha says, guys, you're doing a carnivore meetup in London next weekend at the Brazilian barbecue restaurant.
That's a good.
I wish you guys could come.
That's a good place to go.
Damn,
I hope you will have fun, carnivores of London.
Yeah, it has been started by Nutrition with Judy, carnivore influencer on Instagram. She has asked carnivore to meet in several cities. I would move to Athens just for the meat market. We have nothing like that here. Syracuse, New York is a small city.
Oh,
but you have but you have Greek name.
But you have a Greek name of your city.
Yeah.
Okay.
Suhaila says me too.
It's a town. Suhaila says me too. Yeah. Well, what to tell you guys? Search for a good small butcher. You should have a small butcher store. I'm sure it exists. It's usually it's family owned. There should be stores like this. Search around. Maybe they are a little bit far away from you, but you can take a day off and drive to them and take your weekly supply of meat from them. It will be cheaper and it will be 100% quality. So search for those.
I don't know, guys.
Actually, Deborah, for you, I'm going to search where are our meat producers who are producing our smoked, old-fashioned.
Yeah, we have in New York actually our distributor,
they are
because
in New
we have
York. but the company, they're called Brother and Sister. So if you can search online for a butcher store or I think it's a manufacturer, it's a small factory of
Balkan
meat
food.
products.
Balkan food.
No, they are not connected to Balkan food. This is a factory. Sorry.
Yeah.
This is another totally company. They are Bosnians. They're not related to Balkan food. The company which sells it. They're actually a small butcher store somewhere in New York. I will find out where they are. So maybe you can pay a visit to them if they are not far away from you. And then you can get yourself nice. Somebody mentioned halal meat. Well, this means that it will be clean. This only means it has nothing to do
but I think,
with religion.
Also, cevapi you can find in New
York.
They
have cevapi. Yes, this store is making cevapi.
Guys, go to Athens. Me, I'm going to stay in Mostar. I'm not changing Mostar.
You ate cevapi today?
Yeah.
How many you ate?
I don't know.
20.
20, I don't know.
He ate 20 cevapi, guys. This is a lot.
I'm not changing Bosnia and Herzegovina for no reason. I love it.
Okay, we are going Greece in summer always.
Beja is my life. So how do they taste? Taste pickled eggs. I have seen the recipe, quail pickled eggs. I will try it at some point.
Rena, you can use also hen eggs. They don't have to be quail, but quail eggs are more nutritious. As you know, we are always recommending. See the sea bream? This is old-fashioned.
In clay pot, guys.
Clay pot. This is a replica of ancient clay pot. And here I am cutting some lemon. And adding it to the fish, you can
see. And these wild greens
Wild greens, exactly, and a marinade which we prepare.
Olive oil, garlic, and oregano, and all these things together.
We added in some.
Yeah, I think this is what we're talking about, keto Mediterranean.
Yeah, this is totally keto Mediterranean. Then you cover it with a.
You got it.
Look how old-fashioned is my clay pot. It looks like it's ancient, but it's just a.
It's really heavy.
And when it was baked, what treat was that? We ate like kings.
So good.
It was so good. So we really hope that you guys will pay a visit here on YouTube. What you can do when you search for an idea what to make, you can visit either our YouTube video channel or video of recipe, and you can also go to Goes Keto and have exactly the same recipe in written form and enjoy it. After that, prepare it for your family. So
Nisha says, where are we? Nisha.
So Haile says the best cevapi come from Banja Luka. I ate cevapi in Banja Luka, but I must tell you I prefer Zenica style. I'm sorry, but yes, they are also good in Banja Luka. I agree with you, but Sarajevo cevapi are standard. We actually today had Zenica style cevapi from a person making them here. But for those of you who don't know what are cevapi, they are micro sausages made with fresh.
It's like small kebab, actually.
Like kebab, just micro, without the stick. So we have a recipe for kebab. If you go to Goes Keto website and search for kebab recipe, you can just exclude the stick and make smaller sausages. So that's kebab, and make them in the oven or in on the grill. It's ideal.
Yeah. Well, Nisha is here. It's yum. It says, actually, Roberta may try to century or tip eggs.
Tea eggs, yes. Century eggs required to dig them in the. If you have a backyard,
so funny.
Do you have a yard, Nisha? Remind me. I think you told me you do. So yeah, because you have to bury those eggs. But definitely try black tea eggs. It's really looking great. It looks like something alien, especially if the shell is broken and then the color of the
Chinese. They're doing some crazy stuff.
You know, I wrote an article for one magazine about this, so that's a great approach.
I don't know, Banja Luka, huh? I don't know. I never tried for
Banja Luka. You didn't try Banja Luka.
Yeah, I didn't try. Yeah,
they do have some pork. They are fattier. So
yeah, for me it's problem with the pork. I don't eat pork, so yeah.
Has a slight allergies. Only on very rare occasions he has some wild boar. Which he can without problems digest.
No pork or chicken for me, guys. So
Apollonius is not. Neither am I actually.
Yeah, we don't eat pork. Yeah, so.
Very rare occasions. For example, a few weeks ago, we were on a trip in Split in Croatia, and there was nothing available for me except to eat prosciutto. I took prosciutto, pork made with pork, of course. I took 2 bites and I just
we throw it away.
Didn't like it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
That's the reason I took smoked actually sea bass, which was amazing. And that's it. I covered my with few eggs and a little bit of goat cheese. I was good.
Piece of rose hip.
Rose hip, yeah.
Edible.
Edible, exactly. It. Anisha says, yes, I have a big garden. They may come out frozen now, but let's see. Yeah, exactly. That's a problem with a yard. I don't know if it's good, especially in London. What if it's not weather they have? It's raining every day.
I don't know if it's raining, but it's definitely much colder than it is
here.
Of
course.
Here, even when it's raining, it's not that cold. Especially these days, we had Hugo, which is like a southern.
Yeah. I don't know. Pickled eggs, all this food is great, especially for emergency. A lot
Pickled
of probiotics.
Eggs can go for weeks, for months, so you can have them in your refrigerator and you can eat them or take them with you whenever you have a trip or whenever you have to.
Or in your balcony, you can keep them in your balcony.
If it's cold.
Cold, yeah, of course, during the winter.
If the jar is well sealed and if there's enough of vinegar, don't worry, they will not.
And salt. Vinegar, salt, and garlic are the best to preserve, and of course, olive oil.
Garlic is also.
Together, it was 1 degree Celsius. You understand? The guys are freezing there.
You are almost freezing.
Yeah, 0. It's gonna snow soon.
So these are the subjects I had here. We covered everything. If anybody else has a question.
Rena says it's always raining. It is cold today. Too cold. Yeah,
Rena, I don't understand how you are surviving there, but as a Mediterranean, but of course, probably there are ways to get adjusted to this.
Yeah.
And there are always summer visits to Greece to get those
It's raining too, but not like London, This is a problem for Greeks. I have a lot of friends in Germany.
Lemon bread is behind me. Keto lemon bread. Another thing, guys, if you really say that it's difficult keto, make this cake that you can see behind me. Make this bread, actually, which is a cake, and then serve it to your carb-eating friends and let them comment it. Whomever I served this cake, they didn't even realize it's keto. It tastes amazing. I remember once a Polonese ate half of.
Yeah, it's really good. I love it. I love it. Especially if you're gonna
there are like
make
25 slices there.
Okay, put away the bread and just make the syrup. You're gonna feel it's something so Mediterranean. This aroma of cinnamon, lemon, and cloves. It's
vanilla.
Awesome.
Rum.
Awesome.
There are so many great.
Deborah says, so cold here too with snow overnight. Yeah, please somebody to adapt Goes Keto to send me New Zealand or in Australia. I want to be summer again.
Yes, but you want summer only during the winter months.
After that I'm going to go to Greece.
Come back to Greece. Okay.
Yeah. Anna says in car today I switch on the air condition. Yeah.
I think we should all move to California. There is always summer.
Anna said switch on the air condition.
Really?
Yeah.
Heating or cooling?
Probably cooling if it's air conditioned.
This means it was. Remember when we were in Cyprus?
Whoa, this was 50 crazy.
Degrees
50 degrees, yeah. And you could do nothing, so literally nothing. Yeah, the air conditioned was.
The water
nothing.
was evaporating the moment you throw it out in the balcony, and it was. You could see it evaporate. It was so extreme.
Oh, and when you had to go to pick water with these big bottles, it was so fun in Cyprus.
In some
neighborhoods
in Cyprus, it's not safe to drink tap water, so you have to walk a mile to get some gallons of fresh water, which is actually safe to drink. So it was an experience for us. But Cyprus is an island, and Cyprus has other great things.
It's
we had
really
time.
Great. Yeah, it was awesome. Rena says, Anisha, in which area did you stay?
Anna is laughing probably to these gallons of water.
Yeah.
Anna, do you drink tap water in your home, or do you actually take
she's in Nicosia, I don't know.
I think even worse because it's inland.
She's in the middle of the island.
It's an island, so probably they don't have drinkable tap water.
Okay, Rena, it's good to establish, with Nisha.
What I like about YouTube, comments are more up to, they're coming right the moment when I comment something, I get a comment back, which means they're not delayed like on Facebook. So this is one advantage of YouTube live videos.
Yeah, I don't know, but let me look, it's popping out suddenly. Here, Nisha says, hi, Rena, I live in Buckinghamshire. Do you live in London? Okay, it's good to establish communication so you know to help each other. Yeah, that's great.
Stay in touch. And maybe, Rena, you should go to one of these meetings. They have meetups of keto and carnivore people. So maybe you can meet more keto people and talk about Greek Goes Keto to them, hopefully. So
Anna says no, never.
She never drinks tap water in Cyprus. Here we are, but we are filtering it using Brita filter. So we always use filtered
Deborah
tap
says,
water.
It is beautiful here. I'm sitting in the early morning sun in my porch, not too hot yet.
That's so beautiful.
Oh, that's awesome.
Will you be going to swim? The beach is not far away from you. Let us know. We would like to hear from your swimming experiences. We really want to encourage everybody to go swimming. Anisha says our tap water is safe to drink and it's treated. Yeah, usually it's treated. When it's treated, I like to filter it one more time. So I would definitely recommend to everybody to get a Brita jug. Brita,
I don't know.
It's just one brand. There are many brands. You can find another filtering jug.
While in Athens, I have a metallic taste of water. But here in Mostar, it's
there are
normal.
Places in Croatia such as Split and Rijeka, which
Rijeka
are big cities, but still their water tastes awesome. And because the spring, which is
and in Zagreb was
very
good.
near
Zagreb,
to the city itself.
Okay.
So there are some cities in Europe where water is still really safe to drink straight from the tap. There are many subjects, guys, and I think we covered so many.
2 hours, here.
We have been 1 hour 49 minutes or 50 minutes.
50 minutes,
live. We enjoyed it big time.
Nice.
We hope you enjoyed it. If you have any ideas, send us. We will be live again on Sunday. Sunday, the same time, 6 o'clock Central, 6 p.m. Central European time zone. That's 1800 military time. Central European zone is the standard time +1. So that would be Greenwich time +1. So it's, I think, the best time for everybody around the globe to join us. And if you can't join us live, make sure you see this live video later because it will be posted right after we finish. So thank you, guys. It was great for us.
Rena says, thank you, my friends. You are welcome. Deborah says, I will send you some pictures. The Tasman Sea probably still a bit cold yet.
Okay, but maybe you can dip your feet in it and just walk on the beach. That's a wonderful relaxation method. And we even have an article
Nisha says, thanks, guys. Anna, thanks, Keto friends. Deborah says, such a nice visit. Thank you for doing this for us.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you for
Marcela
everything.
says, Καλό βράδυ, Marcela.
Καλό βράδυ, Marcela. We will be in touch. I will be sending you meal plan now in a couple of minutes on Messenger.
Richard says, thanks so much.
Richard, thank you for
Suhaila,
participating. And Suhaila, Paula, you will be watching this later. I am missing your answers. I'm eager to publish this interview with you, which actually Richard reminded me of. Yesterday, I shared the interview with Richard, and some people reacted to it very positively. So it's never too late to go back and read old articles on Goes Keto. So Paula, please send the answers to my questions as soon as you can so we can publish it. And to everybody, let's see now, who came from Twitter, because on Twitter I posted there will be a giveaway for a person who comes from Twitter. So be honest. Let us know, did you come from Twitter and what's your Twitter account? Let's give just 1 minute to somebody to write their Twitter account, and then I will contact them through Twitter if you are a follower of Goes Keto, and we'll be arranging a gift.
That's going to be awesome.
Who is from Twitter? Goes Keto Twitter fans. Looks like we don't have anybody, but we will be encouraging Twitter fans who actually requested that we go live on YouTube.
Anna says I don't have Twitter account.
Okay, that's very honest of you, Anna. But
but you should. It's great, Twitter. I love Twitter.
Place.
Yeah, it's a great place. Exactly.
For sharing information.
A lot of scientific articles there, and I love it. Rena says neither do I.
Oh, guys, you need to do Twitter, and you need to follow Goes Keto on Twitter. Goes Keto on Twitter is really active. We are every day posting something, commenting, and we are actually communicating with people on Twitter. So,
yeah, I love it. Twitter has a big scientific community there, and
a lot of interesting subjects and
it's
people
really good.
You can communicate it.
Marcel also don't use Twitter.
Yeah, okay, I know all these people came from our
Facebook, yeah, or Instagram, yeah.
It's okay, guys, if you are not from Twitter, but we really want to encourage Twitter fans to come and watch us.
Deborah says, to save confusion, you can call me Deb. Most people do. I will change it on Facebook.
Richard, do you actually have a Twitter? Are you following us on Twitter? So here's the thing. If you do have a Twitter, here is how you're going to get your gift. If you have a Twitter account and if you are following Goes Keto, go to Goes Keto profile and last tweet that we tweeted that we will be live and we will be giving a giveaway. We will giving a gift to a person that's related to Goes Keto Twitter. Just make a comment there. I watch your live on I wanted to say Facebook, on YouTube. So just type under the tweet about going live on YouTube, type that you have been watching it and you will get a gift. So do that if you have a Twitter account. This is our way to engage more people from Twitter. So please.
Yeah, actually, who's going to be the quickest bird?
Who's going to be the quickest bird, and the gift will be flying your way.
Marcella says I'm not computer savvy, so
it's okay, Marcella.
Yeah, that's all right.
But it's important that we are in touch.
Deborah says I usually only got called Deborah when I was in trouble with my mom.
Really? So how should we call Deborah?
Deb. She said before.
Okay.
To save confusion, says you can call me Deb. Deb.
Okay, Deb. From now on, you are not Deborah, because we want to feel really good and friendly, and we feel connected to you. We feel almost like family, and we are really grateful for everything, including the beautiful gift that you have sent me. I really adore it. Oh, Deborah. Okay, now you're going to get it. Okay, so Deborah was fasted, but we are open to more tweets. If you have a Twitter account, go to Goes Keto, go to the latest tweet and write a comment there. Say that you have been watching this live video and something will come your way. There will be a small gift from Goes Keto. So do that. Make sure you do that. And make sure you stay ketonized to the fullest potential. Stay ketonized to the full potential. It's more than just a phrase that we say in the end of live videos, and on some articles we are finishing with this. It's hidden so many. Look, Keto Theropita behind me. There are philosophies hidden behind staying ketonized to the full potential. So we will be covering this subject on Sunday. What actually means stay ketonized to the full potential? What it means and why we decided that this is our slogan. Goes Keto is saying these things. So we just said it. We want you also to stay
positive.
He's reading comments and he's laughing. So Richard says stay ketonized to the full potential and positive. We want you all guys to be positive. And if you have any troubles on your keto journey, on your keto Mediterranean journey, you know how you can contact us. There are so many channels, communication channels.
Exactly.
So we are there for you.
Yeah. Even Pinterest, we have Twitter,
yes,
Instagram,
we also have
Facebook,
Pinterest. So check our Pinterest.
Why
See
not?
The pins that we pinned.
And of course, exclusive, we set content for our patrons.
For patrons, yes. I'm preparing a really interesting article which will be available only to patrons, so they can access those articles by utilizing a special password which is sent to them via email. So there's something special that we want to do for the patrons in return for their support.
Exactly.
So
that's it. Exactly.
Together we said, that's it. Okay, it's just we need you to say it, stay ketonized one more time, and then we can go offline.
Okay. So guys, stay ketonized.
To the full potential.
And always positive.
Bye.
See you.